So just a little bit about me. Again, my name is Chris Bailey. I've been with this company, Syntech Global, for about 3.5 years. And it is by far, hands down, the best business decision I've ever made. Okay? Now, I'm a businessman. Before Syntech Global, I used to work at Homeland Security. I was a high-level official, making over 120 grand a year, doing some nice top secret work. And but I always had some kind of part-time thing going on. Me and my wife invested in real estate. We had a bunch of real estate properties. I also had a big entertainment company back in Washington, D.C. And then in my early stages, I had a small computer business at one point too. And all of them were fairly successful, but nothing has completely changed my life like this business here. Okay? In just 2 short years, I started making the same and even more money than I was on my full-time job. That I was in that career field for over 24 years. In just 2 years, part-time from home with Syntech Global. Now 3.5 years into it, making substantially more, bringing home way more than I was when I was working for the U.S. government. So, very excited, guys. This business, what you're going to see, is life-changing. Okay? So we're going to get right into it. First thing I'd like to talk about is our team name, the Wealth Enterprise, or Team We. And I like to stress that because we all work together to help and make sure everyone has success. And these guys know down here that I am completely committed to everyone's success. And so I mean, this is what, my 3rd or 4th time coming down, and I'm going to keep coming here until everybody in this room become millionaires. Anybody cool with that? All right?
Yes.
All right, so that's why we work together. Our company's name is Syntech Global, and what you're going to hear about today is an incredible life-changing product called Extreme Fuel Treatment. All right? Now, the great thing about Extreme Fuel Treatment, I'm not going to get into too much detail because that's coming in a little bit, is the fact that you can use it in anything that takes fuel. All right? Boats, RVs, cars, I mean, just anything that takes fuel, construction equipment, lawn equipment, you name it. Let me just give you a quick side note. This is how funny things are. And a lot of us don't realize how bad fuel is. Okay? But Steve and I just left this big company that fixes boats and cars, and they're in the business. But right next door was a small, what do you call that?
Like a tractor?
Yeah, they sell lawnmowers and tractors and all that. And one of the problems that a lot of people don't realize is ethanol is not good for you. All right, it ain't good for your vehicle. And what I found out in this business, because I don't know anything about this stuff, but I'm learning as I go along, is ethanol tears up lawn equipment. All right, weed whackers and all that usually last for big companies 1 season, and they got to get rid of it because of ethanol. All right, so we're telling this guy about the product. And he's like, no. The ethanol is tearing this stuff up and it's making me a lot of money. So he didn't want to recommend it to his customers. Right? Isn't that something? And he was like, it would take money out of my pocket if I recommend this because the repairs because of ethanol, and Richard up here is laughing because he knows what I'm talking about. So we're going to have Richard speak in a minute. He don't know that, but he can speak. But anyway, let's just talk about statistics. All right? Make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen. To get wealthy, what you do is you find a need in the marketplace and have what we call an instant solution. There are 2 needs we're going to talk about real quick. One is the economy. Can't we all agree that the economy is terrible? All right? But I'm going to open your eyes up and show you that it's even worse than what most of us think. How about this? 75% of people age 50 don't even have $5,000 in the bank or a retirement account. 5 grand. And I'm here to tell you, at the end we're going to show you what it takes to get started. And as Gil said, it ain't a whole lot of money. But you will be amazed at how many people say, oh, Chris, I love it. This is a no-brainer, but I don't have the money. And they've been working for 30 and 40 years. All right? Guys, the economy is terrible. But let's just get right to the chase, cut to the chase. All right? Only 5% of America, the wealthiest country in the world, only 5% will be able to retire properly. 5%. 95% of Americans are going to have to work until they die. All right? And that comes right from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. All right? See, a lot of us, remember our parents had pension plans they were taking care of for their retirement. All right? But now we got to fend for ourselves. Who in here got a no 01k? All right? That ain't making us no money.
No one?
No money. All right? Guys, I'm here to tell you, if you don't do something, you will be broke for the rest of your life. And I'm here to tell you this too. All right? Remember this. in order to properly retire, you're going to need at least $2 million to $2.5 million in your retirement account. Trust what I'm telling you. Okay? If you have anything less than that, you'll start eating into the principal and run out. The goal is you're supposed to live off the interest. And remember this, if you retire at age 65, you're supposed to live 35, at least 35 more years off of that fund. 35. Right? That's a long time. So, you know, I just want to make sure that we all understand how bad the economy is. Then fuel prices. How many people do the happy dance when you're getting fuel? Alright? Ain't none of us doing the happy dance all. Fuel prices are killing us. Okay? Matter of fact, if you do the math, and I remember one time somebody told me the math that their spouse has to work like 2 days. 2 days of their income goes towards their fuel bill for their car. Alright? Guys, fuel prices are killing us. And I don't care how wealthy you are, nobody's happy about what they got to spend at the pump. Alright? And as a matter of fact, when we were at the repair place, the first place we went to, the gentleman that owned the shop for 38 years, what's the name of that?
Stewart Brake and Auto.
Okay, Stewart Brake and Auto. Alright? They said they've been in business 38 years, and they said almost everybody comes in there and asks them how to get better fuel economy. Alright? Guys, fuel is a problem. It is predicted by 2020 gas will be $7 a gallon. Alright? So we're in the right place at the right time. So those are the two problems. Alright? Now what are we going to bring to you today? Alright? We're going to bring you the fuel industry and the home-based business industry. Two number ones. Let's just touch on the fuel business real quick. As Bill said, oil and fuel is the #1 traded commodity on the planet. Period. Nothing else is even remotely close. If I was standing up here and this was a BP or a mobile presentation and you could get into BP and mobile, how many people would do it? Right? Because we all know those well, right? Absolutely. But I'm here to show you that this is even better. Okay? But 195, I didn't even realize it was 195 countries on this planet. And then over 300 million drivers in the U.S. alone. Then the home-based business industry. Now, if I was up here, who's the owner of the Miami Dolphins? Y'all don't know that? He said you. Back at home, everybody know Daniel Snyder owns the Redskins. All right?
You got to talk about it.
Wayne, whatever.
Okay. All right. I am now the Miami Dolphins owner. How about that? Okay? So now, if I was standing up here and saying, hey, this presentation is for you guys to be part of the Miami Dolphins, how many people in here, honestly, would love to get part of that NFL?
Ooh, yeah.
We all would.
Yeah.
That's how big we think about the NFL. And don't get me wrong, it is. It is a $9.5 billion industry. But guess what? Home-based business, 9.5 is a blip. Home-based business industry is a $167 billion industry. Much bigger than the NFL. All right? It's global, guys. 16 million people, like myself, do it full time. Lives are being changed by the home-based business. Okay? So and I know you guys mentioned a couple of companies like Amway. All right? Do y'all know Amway got folks making $2 and $3 million a month? A month, not a year, right? Not a decade, a month. How many people would be cool with that kind of money? All right? I'm telling you. Okay, guys, home-based businesses change lives all over the world. Another 38 million people do it part-time. Cool thing is I got some people on my team part-time make more money than they do on their full-time job. How cool is that? All right? So lives are being changed. And it also creates more millionaires than any other industry in the world. 80%, actually I think it's more like 85% of women that earn over $100,000 a year do it through a home-based business. That's a high percentage. All right? We all heard of Mary Kay, right? Avon and all these other companies. And then not only that, but my top leaders are women. All right? So women are killing it. Okay? Now what we're bringing you is the best of both worlds. How cool is that? Okay? Now this phenomenal product, Extreme Fuel Treat. I'm here to tell you it is a life changer. It is a game changer. Okay? It has 7 ingredients, but it has 4 main benefits. One is it reduces emissions, and we're talking substantially. Don't we live in a Go Green world? All right? Guys, this product is a Go Green. Matter of fact, we won this award called the Eco Visionary Award. See there at the bottom? And what that was is we went against all these big major Fortune 500 companies. Anybody heard of eBay, Citicorp, Marriott? All these were part of it. And guess who won? We reduced fuel consumption, all right? And we protect the environment. That's huge, okay? So that's a big feather in our cap. Then also improves fuel economy. And that's substantial too. How many people would love to pay less at the pump? Because that's the bottom line, we do. Now my wife back there, let me tell you, because Chris don't know nothing about fuel, I don't know nothing about cars, changing oil, I don't even know how to change oil or nothing, all right? So when I got started with this business, it just made sense to me. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know anybody. Again, I was like Linda, I met a stranger on Facebook. It made sense to me, I signed up, and my life has been changed well, okay? But I never paid attention to how much we spend at the pump. Because you know the funny thing about gas and at the pump is you can be late on your mortgage, your utilities, your cell phone bill, all these necessities. But how many people can go to the pump and say, I'll pay you next week? Right? You can't be late. So I never paid attention. It's a necessary evil. I had to go to work. I had to get gas. Right? So, as much as I was feeling pain at the pump, because my Lexus takes over $100. All right? Easy. Okay? So, feeling all that pain at the pump, filled up a couple of times a week, and just had to deal with it. So when I got started with Syntech Global, I said, oh man, I got to start tracking this stuff, right, to see if I'm getting results. So my wife uses a program called Mint.com, all right? It's a application she has on her cell phone that tracks all of our expenses. So when I pump gas, it goes into pump gas section. If I go to the grocery store, it goes to the grocery store. And she knows every penny that's spent, all right? And so I went to her and she said, Chris, since using this product, we were spending, believe it, this is crazy, we were spending over $800 a month on gas. $800, all right? Now today, 3.5 years later, even as gas prices have gone up, we now spend under $500. How many people in here would love to save $300 at the pump? All right? Because $300 saved is $300 earned. Make no mistake about it. Matter of fact, 80% of foreclosures would have never happened if the average household brought in $300 more. Okay? Guys, can you imagine? That is life-changing money. Okay? So it is absolutely incredible. And oh, by the way, in my Lexus, anybody here drive a luxury vehicle that requires premium fuel? Because that sucks. Ain't nothing worse than having to pay for premium gas. Alright? Man, I'm putting in low-grade gas, and oh, I am so happy. Okay? But that right there saves me over $8 before I even get the increased gas mileage, just by going to low grade. Okay? Yeah. So improve fuel economy, and we're saving so many people. And then prolongs engine life. Right? Let me ask you this: how many mechanics do we have in the room? Okay, we got 2. All right? So we got 2 mechanics. Now, let me tell y'all something that I've learned. Fuel is messing up our vehicles. Yep. Fuel. Isn't that crazy? Fuel is messing up our vehicles. Number one, that daggone ethanol. It's terrible. Ethanol dries out your engine. It reduces your fuel economy. All right? All they did was they tried to find something so they wouldn't have to use so much oil. All right? So ethanol is bad for your vehicle. Okay? Then anybody else seen that Shell commercial where they show a valve and they say if you use our gas, your valves will be clean, you use other people's gas, it's dirty. Matter of fact, if you go to the Shell gas station, they actually have it up on top of the pump. Right? I don't know if they still do, but they did. So that made me realize that fuel is dirty. Now, we got 2 mechanics in the room, but I want to ask everybody, how many people have heard this before? You need your fuel injector clean. Right? We all ain't mechanics, but we all heard that term. That shows you how much fuel is messing up your vehicle. Right? Can we all agree that our vehicles are our second biggest investments? Yes. Okay? So we want to take care of that. For some of us, it's our biggest investment. Right? But at least our first or second biggest investment, so we want to take care of it. And then, with the economy being bad, all right, everybody keeping their cars longer. So you don't want to be putting it in the shop. When you go to the shop, there's always 2 numbers that they always say. $800 or $1,200. All right? That is like a standard. Okay, I don't know why. But those are the two prices you always hear. All right, 812. Y'all got some kind of thing with that, Richard? 812. Richard is our resident expert, 27 years auto mechanic. So, $800, $1,200. Now, I'm gonna knock on vinyl wood or whatever. Right? But since we've been using this product, we've never had to put any of our vehicles in the shop. We got 3 vehicles. All right, saving money. Okay, increased horsepower, and again, with people keeping their vehicles longer, this product is making their vehicles run like they new again. Okay. Also, I'd like to point out that the product's EPA registered. You might say, well, what does that mean, Chris? Well, I'm going to tell you, because when I got started with the company, I actually called the EPA and said, what does that mean? All right? Because the company gave me the document. And the person on the phone said, what we're saying there is that the product, the ingredients in it won't damage the vehicle. All right? So that made me feel comfortable because, again, Chris don't know anything about it. It's been used by big industrial companies all over the world for over 20 years. Okay? And so it just got released to the public. But what I'm going to do now is if you could take just a quick minute, Richard, since you're the expert, because Chris don't know what he's talking about, so I want somebody who knows what they're talking about, just to give us your testimonial with the product, and you know, I know you've tried a lot of products. Do your thing, man.
Okay, well, like he said, I've been a mechanic for 27 years. And you walk in a parts store and you see an aisle as long as this room of fuel additives, oil additives, what marble mystery oil, everything. Nothing works. Only thing all of that stuff does is prolong the inevitable. Prolong you putting your car in the shop. Because another thing, like he said, fuel has detergents in it. They call it E85 now. It's 15% ethanol, corn fuel. And it pretty much all the stuff that's in the fuel additives is alcohol based. Mm-hmm. And it messes up your injectors, it dries out your piston, cylinder walls and pistons and rings. And you put it in your car, next thing you know, your engine light comes on. Mm-hmm. And you're like, well, I just put this stuff in the car, this shouldn't happen. Well, the alcohol base in it messes up your oxygen sensor. Then it moves on to your mass airflow sensor. And that's a few $100s right there. And
800 or 1200.
Yeah, 800, 1200. And when Steve got me into, well, before I even bought into it, he gave me a couple of packs to try. And I was very skeptical. I said, this is snake oil just like the rest of it. But I tried it. I kept an open mind. And I drive a 2001 Toyota Tundra with a V8 in it. And I got 19 miles to the gallon before I started. Now my truck gets 28 miles to the gallon. Wow. I've got, the truck has 198,000 miles on it. and runs beautiful. I mean, when I put the first packet in, I would hit the gas and I would notice a poof come out the exhaust, a little black smoke. And it was cleaning all the detergents out of the engine. And it would immediately start running better. And so I didn't believe the first result, so I did it all over again. And I got the same result on the second time. So then I worked for another guy, so I sent Steve to him. Well, he drives a Lexus, just like you. And he had to run super unleaded, and this guy, he's very analytical, and he's very intelligent. And he tried it, and he came to me a couple weeks later, and he says, I went from super unleaded down to regular and gained 3 miles per gallon. And he said, I'm going to do it over again just to be sure. And I laughed, and I said, I did the same thing. Well, immediately after the second time he tried it, he's a distributor now. And it's one of the best things I've ever seen. And I'm telling all my friends, everybody I know and don't know, you know, this is what you get into. And because you're gonna make a lot of money. And you can actually tell the truth. And, you know, you won't have any backlash.
That's great.
All right. Well, everybody, let's give Richard a round of applause. Now, y'all might be like me and half of that stuff Richard said went over our heads, but the reality of it is when you got somebody with that much credibility getting up in front of the room, that means a lot. All right? So I'm really excited, and thanks a lot, Richard, for going to work. But this is the same thing Richard just said. This is huge. So let me ask y'all this question. Knowing what we know about Microsoft today, all right? Knowing what we know today, if I could put everybody in a time machine and we go back 20, 30 years, and I was Bill Gates up here and said, hey, this is a company called Microsoft, all of y'all could get involved, how many people would do it? All right, all of us, right? This would be the biggest no-brainer invented to man, all right? Because we all know how big Microsoft is. Well, I'm here to tell you, just like Richard said, this is much, much, much bigger than Microsoft. It don't say Microsoft is the #1 traded commodity on the planet, does it?
No.
All right? It says fuel and oil. All right, let me tell y'all this. This is my little handy dandy laptop. I've had it for maybe about 2-3 years. Okay? Now, when I bought that laptop, I had to buy Microsoft, right? So I paid for it one time. Say, I don't know how much it cost because it was all in the computer anyway. All right, so say if it was $100. Bill Gates made $100 when I bought that laptop 3 years ago. Bill Gates ain't made a penny off me since. Okay? Now, wouldn't it be nice if every time I turned that computer on, Bill Gates made money? Right? Bill Gates, I was going to say he'd be rich, but I guess he already is. Right? But he'd be a whole lot richer, right?
There you go.
But let's just explain it to you like this. All right? All of us the same thing. But how many of us have to keep putting fuel in our car, say every week?
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
Y'all understand the residual effect? All right? In other words, we got to keep doing it over and over and over and over again. That's why these fuel and oil companies make way more money than Bill Gates. All right? So guys, this thing is bigger. And y'all know something else I've learned? Because fortunately, this business has me traveling the world. Okay? Now, how many people in here, as a matter of fact, from other countries? All right? So we got a few people from other countries. Here's one thing I found out. Traveling, everybody here in the U.S., everybody got a computer. Heck, my kids probably got 2 or 3 apiece. Okay? But when you travel overseas, everybody ain't got no computer. All right? People go to what they call internet cafes, where they got a bunch of computers on the internet and people go to it. Most people don't have computers in other countries. But everybody still uses fuel, gas, and petrol. Right? So guys, it's big. And then some countries, like Nigeria, you know, in Nigeria, every home runs off a generator, every one of them. All right? But they ain't got no computers. Okay? So guys, this is much, much bigger. Syntec Global will be $1 billion company. In order for that to happen, they have to create hundreds of millionaires. Are you cool with being one of them?
Amen.
Right? Because I'm real cool with it. All right? I'm real cool with
Oh,
it.
yes.
And I'm here to tell you, I can't remember, I think it was Bill that said how many people heard of extreme fuel treatment. Ain't nobody heard of it yet.
Yep.
All right? See, you got to be a visionary. You might say, oh, ain't nobody heard of that, I ain't getting in. Then next thing you know, 2-3 years from now, everybody you know using it. And what are you doing? You kicking yourself. Okay? I might show.
I would've.
Yeah, I should have, would have, right? I'm going to show you how you be permanently walking. All right, this is how you're going to permanently walk around. I had to do that.
I like that.
You're going to be kicking yourself. All right? Man, people be like, why are you walking like that? Because that stuff you just put in your car. All right? So everybody in here, life is all about choices. The wealthiest man in the world and the richest man in the world, no physical difference. It's just the choices they make.
Yep.
All right? So you can choose to work smart, combination of hard and smart, all right, your first 2 to 5 years, and be free for the rest of your life. All right? Or you can continue down that path, that work until you're 100 years old path. All right? As this young kid, can't call him a kid anymore, he's a grown man now. all right? He's 22 years old. He at the top of the company at 18 years old, all right? So he was a kid then, but he's grown up now, all right? But as he says it like this: would you rather work hard for 5 years and chill for 50, or work hard for 50 years and chill for 5? All right? It's a no-brainer, okay? So guys, work 2 to 5 years with Syntech Global and be free. It took me less than 2 years to hit the top of the company. All right? But let's say it takes you longer, all right, because that could happen, but be free for the rest of your life. All right? It's all about choices. And all you're doing is offering a very simple thing. We're offering frustrated drivers all over the world a way to save money at the pump. And how do you do it? You just put the product in, put the gas in, and save money. Is that confusing?
No.
All right? Can't we all agree that that's about as simple as it gets? All right? Save money just like that. $1 saved is $1 earned. Okay? Now, everybody in here ain't going to benefit from it, because some of y'all going to still walk out of here and say it ain't for me. All right? But the people that do, to take action, lives can be changed forever, just like mine. Okay? Now, why Syntech Global? Let me tell you something. It's so many home-based businesses out there, it's crazy. Matter of fact, 2 million people a month join the home-based business. And we got the best one. Why? Number one is ground floor. Ain't nobody even heard of the product yet. All right? That's when you get in, when ain't nobody heard of it. Is it a risk? Is it risky? Yes. All right? But Harvard Business School says that now is the time to get in. As long as the company has been around, I think, 2 or 3 years, they're stable. And our company has done that. Okay? But the rest of it, all the stuff that they criteria for it to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, in other words, it has less than 50,000 distributors or whatever, all that stuff we qualify for, as Harvard calls a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Okay? Very little competition. Now, let me ask y'all this. How many people have heard of Amway? All right? Well, how many people ain't going to say nothing or raise their hand no matter what I say? All right? I'm reluctant. Whatever you say, I'm going to say no. I'm going in there just to say no. No. All right? Guys, Amway got folks making $2 to $3 million a month. Can't we all agree that Amway's competition is Walmart? Yeah. Right? Oh, every other store out here. If you drive down the street, everything is Amway's competition. Now, and they've still got all these millionaires. Amway got so many millionaires, we can't even count them. All right? Now, by show of hands, this is going to be easy. Ain't nobody going to raise their hand. All right? How many people in here use Amway? Not a single person. Now, I could have a crowd of 200 people ask that question. I might get 1 or 2 people raise their hand. That's it. Now, how many people in here pump gas in the last week? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Oh, we all in on that one, right? Man, do y'all understand the magnitude of this? All right? If Amway got folks making $3 million a month, they got tons of competition. Now, I'm going to even ask y'all this. How many people have even heard of a product like this? Do y'all understand, for us to get wealthy, all we need is a tiny, not even small, a tiny share of the market to use this product to get wealthy. All right? People be like, Chris, there's some competition called lucie. No, it ain't. That's different. All right? Because here's the thing. Don't every business in the world have tons of competition? Every cell phone carrier, every internet, all of it is big business and big competition. Heck, think of all the competition McDonald's got. All right? Guys, and they still wealthy. Do y'all understand? And let me tell y'all another thing that makes this thing hot. Amway pays out 27% of the generated income out to its teams. All right? Our company pays out double that. Double. Ooh, don't walk out of here, okay? All right? Then, can't we all agree the economy's bad? People losing their jobs even today, just like they were a year ago. But because it's so regular now, we become immune to it. They barely even talk about it on TV anymore.
You know that's the wife.
I guess he had to ride on out, didn't he?
Only in Florida.
But while everybody else was losing their jobs, our company experienced between 400% and 500% growth. All right? In other words, people thought I was crazy when I left that good government job. Man, are you crazy? You're making over 120 grand. This is easy. like, but I'm designed to be free. Anybody else designed to be free? All right?
Yes.
Because let me wake y'all up to one more thing. How many people work hard on their jobs? All right? Well, if you want to work hard, why not do it for yourself? Because you're making somebody else rich. All right? Trust what I'm telling you. Okay? So while everybody losing their jobs, we explode. Global opportunity. Now, this is really cool, especially for y'all here. Because back in Washington, D.C., in Maryland, I didn't know a single person overseas. Actually, me and my wife met one person. And I lost contact with him in Aruba. I got to find him. Okay? But now, today, I have teams starting in over 20 different countries. How cool is that? Anybody cool with getting paid on the Japanese yen? All right? And all kinds of other currencies. All right? How cool is that? That's real cool. Okay? So we're a global opportunity. And it's just a natural course of the way the business takes. Trust me, everybody in here will have a global business. Okay? And then commercial accounts. This is really exciting. Okay? PT Palmer, they're over in Indonesia. I think they're the #1 mining company on the entire planet. They get 60 55-gallon drums. All right? 60 55-gallon drums every single month. 60. All right? Now, if you're in this business, can anybody tell me how much you make with one drum?
$7,500.
$7,500. $7,500 if you sold one drum to one company. Now, the beautiful thing about this product, you got to use it over and over again. That's why they're ordering 60 every month. All right? Pretty lucrative, can't we all agree? All right? Matter of fact, there's a young cat in New Zealand. All right? This guy landed one deal. Now, who knows how the deal happened? What if he was just in McDonald's and the person in front of him was complaining about high gas prices? He said, oh, I'm using this stuff called extreme fuel treatment. It could have happened like that. Matter of fact, I need to hit him up on Facebook and ask him how he closed that deal so I can use the real story. But he got a company getting 26 drums every single month. 26. This kid, all right, and he's 20-something years old, makes over 150 grand a month. Anybody cool with that?
I'm cool.
Exactly. I'll be like Richard said, tell everybody, okay, because you don't know who you're talking to, all right? And then our leadership and training system. See, this might be a little uncomfortable for some people because it's new, right? But didn't everybody start their careers off one day?
Yep.
When you started off, you didn't know where the bathroom was, you didn't know who to hang out with, all right?
Yep.
In this business, we're going to hold your hand and teach you everything you need to know. And it's simple. It's very simple, okay? And then our leadership, let me tell you something. Our leadership works with integrity and is second to none. Okay? We got some of the greatest people I've ever met in my life on this team. All right, so, and then as you guys know, I am committed. And I told these guys, when I met Glenda and Danny, I told them right off the break, I will keep coming down here until everybody hit the top of the company. Y'all cool with that?
Yeah.
All right, cool, because I love coming down. All right?
Come on down, come on down.
Y'all
You're
spoiled.
spoiled.
All right? And then the ultimate goal is time freedom and financial freedom. All right? Because here's the thing. How many of us are supposed to be rich by 25? Remember you was young, you had them big dreams? All right, when you was in high school, get ready to graduate, yeah, man, I'm going to be rich, man. I'm going to start this business. I'm going to have my Lamborghini, my Porsche. All right? And it just never happened. We all wind up getting jobs and was like, man, what is this check? All right? I'm supposed to be rich. Then you lost your dreams. Most people don't even dream anymore. All right? Because right now, the way that things are going, it's terrible and ain't nothing going to change unless you do something different. All right? But the ultimate goal is time freedom and financial freedom. And this is why we got a lot of business owners in this room right now. Successful people get it. All right? So we got business owners, Joey, Bill, all these guys own businesses, and they get it. Because here's one thing that I have that people in business don't have. See, people in business, they make a lot of money. They might have financial freedom. They may have. All right, because the economy is killing a whole lot of people right now. All right? But they may have financial freedom, but what they don't have that I have is time freedom. Okay? And make no mistake about it, when people open up their business, their dream is to travel the world, be with their kids, have fun, and hang out at Chuck E. Cheese. That's what I do. All right? My wife will tell you, all I do is travel the world. this month I'm going to Africa for like 2 weeks. I probably have never been to Africa in my life if it wasn't for this business. But I got hundreds of people every single month joining my team in Africa. I ain't had nothing to do with it, but I'm going over there to help them build it. All right, how cool is that? Okay? And then after that, I come back for about a week and I'm doing a Caribbean tour. All right, so I'm going to hit 4 different Caribbean islands. And again, I didn't bring the people in, but I go down there and help everybody build. All right, and the same thing will happen for you. I just sat in the seat 3 years ago where you're sitting in today. Okay, that's it. Only difference. Okay? And then earn unlimited income. I was maxed out. 120 grand. You know what's funny? When you start making a lot of money, what you do?
Pay more on taxes.
Start spending more money. Pay more on taxes. Oh, we're going to talk about that in a second too. All right? But you spend more money. So when I start making more money, what did I go buy?
Shoes.
A bigger house.
Shoes.
A bigger wife. No, I'm just kidding.
Closet full of shoes.
Closet full of shoes. All right? Got a bigger house and I went and got that Lexus. Got her a Jag. All right? Off that government money. So what did that mean? I was living paycheck to paycheck and I was broke on a higher level. That's it. All right? I just had a bigger expenses than everybody else. Okay? But with this business, guys, we don't worry about that stuff no more. All right? Money is not an issue. How cool is that? All right? Now, how do you make money? When you share the product with people. I ain't say sell, all right, because I don't do no sales. I actually got 3 customers. All right? You ain't got to be no salesman because people are like, oh, Chris, I'm not a salesman. Good. You ain't got to be. But how many people share? How many people been to a good movie and shared that with someone? How many people went somewhere to eat and say, oh, man, you got to go there and eat this food. It's a bomb. All right, man, you got to have them ribs. All right, we all do it. All right? I see it on Facebook. Somebody posted a big thing about Burger King. One of my friends said, oh, this candy bar, this Hershey's, whatever, is the best candy bar in the world. And 15 to 20 people were reposting on that candy bar. All right? That's all we do. Richard just runs around and says, man, I'm saving, I'm getting an extra 9 miles a gallon. Now, I'm no mathematician, but what size is your tank?
18 gallons.
Okay, 9 times 18, you getting close, almost 200 more miles on a tank of gas.
A guy I work with, he has a little Nissan Altima. And it's a 93, 94. And he said he usually gets 280 miles per tank full.
Okay.
And he does his by the tank. And I let him use the product, and he went over to the West Coast and come back, and Monday morning he came up to me. He said, I went 230 miles and still have half a tank of gas.
Wow.
So that's 230 miles half tank, that's about
This is
460.
another mechanic.
Another mechanic. Oh, I love mechanics. Y'all giving us all kinds of credibility. Right? Because what happened is, and I understand that you turned Steve on to these folks that we met with today, right? And now they're going to be marketing the product in their shop, and they're going to put banners out on the street. Y'all better get in. All right, I'm telling you. Okay? But isn't that incredible? Now, how many people tired of what they're paying at the pump? Should be everybody. All right? How many people in here feel physical pain when you're pumping gas? All right? So, how many of us have been in that gas price conversation? We all have, right? We've all talked about high gas prices. So let's just say we talk about high gas prices, and I say, oh man, I'm using this stuff called extreme fuel treatment. I'm saving $300 a month between me and my wife. Everybody's going to want to use that product. Where, can I go to Pep Boys? No, you got to go to this website. Let me give it to you. And they go to your website, they order the product, it gets shipped to their house, and you get paid. How cool is that? All right? So that's how simple the business is. And then when you personally enroll people, and when business partners on your team enroll people, all right? So when I signed up Glenda, I made some money, all right? And when Glenda started building the team, I started making more money. Same thing will happen for you, all right? So you want to introduce. Now here's the beautiful thing. Sometimes people feel guilty, right? Oh man, I'm going to bring you in this business. Don't feel guilty. You helping people in this one. You helping them save money, and you helping them make money, all right? Big win-win, okay? And then when customers make purchases from people on your team anywhere in the world. So just say, for example, when I wish that guy that sold them 26 drums a month was on my team, because I'd be getting paid too. All right? But that's how cool it is. Make no mistake about it. Right now on my team, I probably have close to 6,000 people. All right? other people in home-based businesses. I met a guy back in Maryland, close to me. He has a Bentley and a Ferrari and all this stuff, right? He is in another home-based business. His business cannot go outside the U.S. He said, Chris, my team is over 300,000 people. Well, imagine 300,000 people in this business. And you say, well, Chris, you at the top, man, I can never pass you up. That's a lie. All right? Anybody can pass anybody up at any time. How cool is that? All right? So, and actually I had somebody on my team who, she ain't passed me up, but 1 month she got 1 check bigger than me. So anyway, who could be on your team? Any and everybody. You definitely want to start off with family and friends first. Because you don't want to get rich by yourself, right? You want to take them with you. All right? But you're going to find out some of them will be, they're going to be negative. Nah, man, that stuff don't work out. Cool. Move on to the next. All right? Just tell them, don't be borrowing money when you're rich. All right? Friends, family, anyone. All right? Now, this is how this business works. Okay? When you get started, we call it You Inc. because it is your own business, home-based business. Okay? So let's say you introduce your friends and family to the business. Say you brought in 3 people into the business. Okay? Now, they're going to make some money, but you're going to get paid too. All right? We get paid 5 times a month. All right? So those checks start rolling into you as they start to do their thing. Then they're going to introduce people into the business. All right? And you're going to continue to get paid. Then they're going to introduce people into the business. How many people counting the money right now? All right? Guys, it's a lot of money to be made out here. Okay? It continues to grow, and it will grow out of control, and you can't stop it. Let me give you an example. If I didn't come down here today, would this meeting still happen today, Bill?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't pay attention to her.
I just wanted to say that, see if everybody was listening.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I believe that. You believe that?
Bill said every Monday this meeting is happening.
Yeah, there you go.
It was fast.
Someone forgot what day it was, right?
Yeah.
She was just
Some
mesmerized.
variations.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
playing.
But in other words, y'all see what I'm saying? That once you get the business going and it gets traction, you can't stop it.
You can't.
You can't stop it.
Awesome. Awesome.
I cannot stop Bill. I cannot stop Thelma. All right? I can't stop you, Joey, either, can I?
No.
All right? I can't stop nobody in here from making money. How cool is that? So as their team builds,
It's your birthday.
everybody's still on my team because I got position. Remember that word, position. Timing and positioning is critical. All right? So the team will keep growing. I got hundreds of people that join my business every month. If you do any kind of reading, one thing you'll find out, a wealth principle. All right? It's called leverage. And this wealth principle is this. That you would rather make 1% of 100 people's efforts, 1% of 100 people's efforts, than 100% of your own. Because if something happened to you and you don't go to work, you don't get paid. All right? But for you not to get paid off of 100 people, that means all 100 don't go to work. You with me? That's called leverage. Right?
Yes.
That's how big businesses get paid. Well, just think of this. Right now I have about 6,000 people on my team. And we make more than 1%. Pretty cool?
Yes.
Yeah. Executive check matching. This is the coolest way in the world to get paid. All right? And why is it so cool? Because Chris Bailey loves helping people. All right?
Yeah.
So what happens is, if I help everybody checks go up, my checks go up automatically by default. All right? Because what happens is, it's called executive check matching. And the way this works is, when you hit the first level position called Pearl, okay, which I know you hit Pearl already, and anybody else in here hit Pearl yet? All right. Well, I know y'all close. And we'll be this month. All right. But Pearl is the first one, and check matching kicks in. And you ain't gonna get rich off of it when you Pearl, because you still got a real small team. But it kicks in. All right. But what happens is, the company will pay you a bonus check based on a percentage of your entire organization. All right. So in my case, about 6,000 people. All right. And what it'll do is it shows everybody's name and how much I made based on the check. Now the check is a floating number between 5 and 10%. So just to keep the numbers round, let's just use 10%. So let's just say Glenda this month made $10,000. On just her, it would say Glenda, and it would say Chris Bailey. What did I say? 10,000. I make $1,000. Now just imagine my goal is to have a whole bunch of people making 100 grand a month. All right? If I got a whole bunch of people making 100 grand a month, now, and that means I check match her. If her check is 10 grand, the great thing is people can't get rich by themselves in this business. If she's making 10, that means Joey and Bill and everybody else got to be making about 9. All right? Then the people they bring in got to be making 8 and so forth. Y'all with me?
Yes,
All right?
yes.
Everybody got to be making money for the whole system to work. Okay? So now, if I'm check matching her and it's 1,000, and then Joey at 900, and then Bill at 900, y'all with me? Over time, it's going to be millions. For me, right now, it's thousands of dollars every month. But eventually, it will be hundreds of thousands on check matching alone. And we get paid about 10 different ways. Okay? So, we already talked about 25% of people go to your website and order, or if big companies order from the company that you recommended. Okay? Then we got revenue pools, and then, as again, you get paid and all kinds of stuff. And this is what I like too. These are nice to have, some perks. Okay, I got an iPad, I got this diamond ring, I got a diamond watch. Heck, they pay my car note. How cool is that? All right? Now, this company I only been with, got big screen TV, all this stuff, right? Now, this company I only been with 3 years. Now, I was working with the Marine Corps and the government for 20-something years. Y'all know what I got? A plaque. All right? A plaque. All right? A plaque that fell apart. Y'all know how the plaques have a plate on it with your name and all that stuff, and congratulations, Chris, thanks for your great years of service. It fell off. The plaque's still on the wall, but the plate's sitting on the counter. Right? We gotta fix it. You need some super glue. All right? But guys, in this company, they take care of you. All right? And you get all these toys. Okay? Actually, my iPad belongs to my 7-year-old because she owns the dang old thing. All right? But it's nice to have. Now, what I like too, you get a website. All right? You ain't got to create nothing, you don't got to stock no products or nothing. Somebody want it, you just tell them to go to your website, they order it, and it gets shipped right to their house. Okay? Or if they want to sign up, they go to your website. The good thing is, as soon, let's say for example, you get started today, you say, hey Chris, I'm going to be the first one to sign up. All right? Because you're going to find out why that's important in a minute. So you go sign up real quick, all right? And when you hit enter, your website's created immediately. You can instantly sign somebody else up right there on the spot. All right?
Awesome.
But that's how, yeah, that's great. Okay? Now, let's talk about getting started, okay? Now, what I also like to mention is y'all see the beautiful young lady right there saying thank you. We have a program where we give to needy kids all over the world every single month. Anybody cool with helping out needy kids all over the world, okay? Because I'm telling y'all, I got 2 young kids and I could not imagine them not eating, all right? So I'm really excited about that, okay? But again, we're going to talk about business. Most of us dream of owning a business. So here you will have your own business. And then the most important thing is, and I think Bill mentioned something about this, locking in your position. That is critical, okay? And then you get over 400 tax write-offs. How many people here got a cell phone? All right, how many people love to eat? All right, how many people love to travel? Right? How many people got to drive anyway? How many people got to do this, that? How many people breathe? All right? Because all that is a tax write-off. Right? Watch this. I just saved money. Right? I'm telling y'all, everything we do is a tax write-off. Everything you're doing now. Let me tell y'all, this year alone, I know for a fact that my tax break or tax swing is probably about $40,000. My tax savings was some people's salary. All right? And we got a high-level official from the IRS on our team, and he brags about 16,000 savings for him.
Yes.
Okay? So guys, you'll make all your money back. The profit from your tax savings will be worth the business alone.
Yeah.
Okay? What does it take to get started? Only $615. And you can start earning money today. Put us to work. Now, we work for you. Okay? It's only $615. Now, you say, Chris, man, money tight. All right, $615. Let me just say this. If you've been working for 20 and 30 years and you don't have $615, you need to sign up twice. And we understand money is tight. All right? So Syntech Global lets you make it into 2 payments. All right? It don't get no better than that. All right? Now, you may say, Chris, I only have the $310. I guarantee you this much. Because I don't care how broke people are, they still got cell phones. The brokest people in the world got cell phones. All right? And I guarantee you this, I promise you, right here, right now, if anybody in this room lose their cell phone today, tomorrow before that store opens, you will be right there with the money in hand to get your replacement phone. I guarantee that. All right? I guarantee you will find that money. Well, you need to find it tonight for Syntec Global. That's all I'm saying. Because if you don't do nothing different, ain't nothing going to change. If your butt been working 20 years and you broke, and you don't realize that you need to do something different, ain't nothing I can do for you. Okay? All right, timing. Timing is critical. Okay? I got so many of my friends. Chris, I should have signed up when you first told me. You know what I tell them? You're right. All right? You missed it. Okay? But it's still a good time to get in. Because still ain't nobody heard about it. Okay? So, you get started today. Because here's what I'm here. Some of y'all can be, hey man, yeah, I need to try the product out. Like the scientists and everybody else is lying. Right? Like me and you lying. Alright? Or the person that invited you here lying. Okay? I need to try that product and make sure it works. Alright? Man, the product works. And here's the thing, timing and position is everything. You can sign up, and if you think the product don't work, you can send all your product back. Do you know this company will let you send your product back a year from now? Yeah, you can send it back. Alright? So what do you got to lose? Can anybody tell me what you got to lose? How many people have blown $300 before? How many people gonna blow it tonight? We do. Them daggone meals at that daggone Marriott. Alright? So you get started today, we helped you build a team. Alright? You decide to wait, you could miss the boat. Alright? Now, I'm not saying that waiting ain't, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It took me 3 times to say yes. When the dude first hit me on Facebook, I was like, man, get that junk out of my face. I don't believe that mess. Second time he hit me, we had a Facebook argument. I said, get out of my face. No, man, you need, I said. Right? Something happened in my life that completely changed. And the third time he came back, I said, man, sign me up right now. $600 right now. And that's what I did. Alright? Because, and this is a quick training. It ain't about what you say. It ain't how good the opportunity is. Sometimes it's what's happening in people's lives. See, some of y'all in here, something happening in your life, or something that might not be happening. You cool with living paycheck to paycheck. Well, you might even be well off. But then something 6 months from now could happen. Like you lose your job. Or like you lost your house. I don't know what it is. But a lot of times it's a change that happens in people's lives when they become open. Alright? So, not to say it's a bad thing if you walk out of here, you just be missing the boat. Alright? We got a 4-step system, alright, to success. Can't we all do 4 simple things to get successful?
Yep.
Alright? Absolutely. 3 C's in life: choices, chances, and changes. Okay? Like I said earlier, this is last slide. Like I said earlier, life is about choices, guys. You can choose to keep doing what you've been doing, and for 95% of America, it ain't working. See, we all are conditioned and taught. Go to school, get good grades, go get a good job. That ain't working, is it? It ain't working, all right? And it's a whole new era. Anybody in here do any personal development, read Robert Kiyosaki and Donald Trump books? But they'll tell you, you need to do something. And the funny thing is, you know what Donald Trump says. Donald Trump says, if I go broke, all I will do is get into a network marketing company, and I'll get my wealth right back. That's what Donald Trump says. Isn't that something? All right? Guys, Robert Kiyosaki wrote an entire book about getting to a home-based business. So who we going to listen to? Those guys are our broke friends. All right? Our broke friends got all kinds of advice, don't they?
Yep.
Because they want to keep you broke with them. Okay? So, 3 C's in life. You must make a choice to take a chance. Right? It is risky, right? You might lose your 300. Now here's the beautiful thing about Syntec Global, as opposed to other network marketing. If I was buying into a product company, and not to offend any companies or anything, but I'm just for an example. if I was doing juice up here, okay? You bought some juice and you drank the juice, you get healthy because the juices are healthy, okay? And that's, you know, health and wellness. But you lost your money, right? You might be healthy, but you lost your money. Well, the great thing in this business is if you just use the product, because you're going to get a bunch of product with your starter kit. If you use the product and never did anything with the business, you will save more than you spent. Y'all with me?
That's right.
It's the only company I know where you save more money than you spend merely by using the product. Everybody makes money in Syntec Global, even if they don't even get a check. How cool is that? All right? So guys, this thing is awesome.